Hello, lovely. I have a reading for you tonight. I wanted to give a quick shout out to Fancy for gifting the tribe and the ministry with a new deck. So we will be using that tonight. I also will tell you, I feel like for some reason your divine masculine wanted to deliver this message through me. So if you're drawn to this, I think that you need to take a second to ask yourself, what messages or what type of messages or what type of energy do I usually get from this channel? Because for some reason, this is the person chosen, right? Like this is the energy we're in. So just going to leave you with that. Let's go ahead and dive in and get started. So we've got Seven of Wands and the High Priestess. And I think this is asking us intuitively to consider where our divine masculine typically fought, or I don't want to say avoided, because avoiding, right, that's avoidance. I feel like this is a more intentional head-on fight, okay? Where did they really push you away or push away the idea of reunion? So take a moment intuitively if you need to pause this and think, where was the big fight? For many of you who have a twin flame contract, you know that specific card in your contract, that last big fight. So some of you will know that this is a huge reading that I'm even mentioning the contract, okay? What else do we need to know? The Magician. This to me says they are no longer, and I can't see his hands or anything. I can't even see him at all. But for some reason, I felt like I could sense he has a wand in his hand. So for some reason, this is coming through. We have what? High Priestess, Magician. And I think this is telling us the divine masculine is really working hard to manifest where in the past they were fighting things off. So they are now intentionally doing something very different. And again, you are being asked to consider this from an intuitive space. Like, what have I been sensing lately has been going on with my DM? How did they used to intentionally push me away? And what would be the opposite of that? Like Mr. Lightwork used to always say to me, you know, I was never applying to be your boyfriend. I wasn't trying to be your friend. I just wanted to kind of be in your life. You should have known what to expect from me. That was kind of his pushback. But then down the line, he was saying things to me like, you know, I don't have time anymore for playing games. I don't have, you know, I'm doing something with you here. We're building something, so that's what we're doing now. And it was just the extreme opposite, very direct. And so to me, this says, what's the opposite? Because that's the behavior you should be expecting here from your divine masculine if this resonates. And one more card, Five of Cups. So we had Seven of Wands and Five of Cups. To me, this says they were fighting things off because all they could see was the negative, was the bad. But now they're no longer trying to avoid or really, again, intentionally push you away or push away reunion, because they have turned to see what stands. So divine feminine, what I would say is, not only do you need to assess, you know, why do they have grace delivering the message? What do I normally get around here specifically? Why would my DM use this place? How is my DM typically push me away? But now you should be asking yourself, okay, well, how could my divine masculine, what would it look like if they started to focus on reunion? If they shifted their thoughts or their energy, what would they be doing? What might that look like? Okay. All right, let me split this. And before we look at that, let me just really quick, because I do want to get some clarifiers from my divine masculine deck. Okay. All right, now let's flip these together. So I've got this. You've got what? The Star. Oh, I should have said it. The first card that I saw was I've got plans for us. Did I say it out loud? Now it's echoing in my head and I'm thinking, did I say it out loud? Focus, Grace. So now we see the plans, and this says, not only do I have plans for us, and not only do I have this, I've got this, I can see it, but They're happy plans. They're optimistic plans. I'm looking deep into the future on what we're going to build starting right now. So this is huge. And I have a feeling here, as I look at this, for some reason, this feels like we're tying all the different cards we just saw together. But I don't know why, because I know it's not really like that, but I feel like I can see the Magician. I feel like I can see the High Priestess energy. I feel like I can see kind of this Seven of Wands, the Five of Cups, this light bursting forth. There's something about it that just feels like it's all coming together, okay? So they want you to know that they've got plans. They want you to know that they're looking towards the future. But you know, that's not that uncommon for a reading, right? Like if that is the message coming through from a particular part of the collective. So what are we not getting? The High Priestess. Now, it's funny because can you kind of see when I put this sideways? This is how I saw it. I don't know why, but it's almost like, to me, this seems like a figure, this is a woman. I don't know why. I see it really strong. So what we are not considering is something that we already know. It's taking us back to, come on, you know this. But maybe that's the point here why it's like my mind is, I'm like, I don't know this. But then it's like, no, but the divine feminines do. And I don't know why, but I heard something like ego just now. Ego. What about ego though? I don't know. Okay. All right. I'll keep that in mind. And then hold on. What do we need to know here? What are we not considering? I've got this, and I'm sorry. So a part of these plans that they're making, I think, are really about them trying to finally make things up to us. Oh, as I said that just rang true, rang a bell. Oh, wow. Okay, well. What's up, Divine Masculine? 1, 2, 3. You? Come on, alrighty. So I'll put that away for a second. And I'm gonna grab these. Let's just get some cards here. I'm curious from you guys, is anybody willing to share, you know, some of these questions that I'm asking, and even down to the, what are we not considering? It's like, you know it. What was that? Why would the High Priestess come up? When it's like, okay, here's what you haven't considered. It's like, you know it. You just don't believe it. As I say that, I'm thinking, you know, what just resonated was the whole idea of like making things up to us. And it hit hard. It hit home for me, because I think when Mr. Lightwork first started to shift and change and want to make things up to me, I didn't believe it. And I don't think that years ago, knowing how he was and how he really pushed me away. Wow, this is really connecting the dots. Jeez Louise. Don't think I would have ever believed he would try to make anything up to me. He's just not that kind of person, you guys. He's not romantic. None of that's really him. Okay. Not on purpose, at least. Right. So it's like, okay. So they're doing the unexpected. They're coming in and doing things that don't even feel like a part of their character or their nature, but that's because we don't know their true character yet. We don't know their divine nature yet. So this is like, ooh, okay. Oh, 6 of Cups. Okay. Give me the cards. Divine Masculine, you want me to deliver this message. You better get clear with me, because I don't even know what's happening here. Good enough? I don't know. I really can't see. I wish you guys knew that. It's crooked because I cannot see over there. All right, I'm gonna put these away. All right, so let's get the energy first here. What does this say? I'm nervous. So look, I've got this, but I'm nervous. Some of you might go, oh, well, how are you nervous if you've got this? It's the same way that when I go and do a performance somewhere, I have that anxiety, but there's a part of me that also knows that that's just a kind of a part of the gig, right? Like, to this day, I've been on stages since I was 5 years old, maybe younger. I did like pageants. I did all kinds of stuff my whole life, poetry, rap songs. I did pageants as a child and as an adult. Nervous every time. The moment that I know I'm about to go on that stage, the moment I walk through those doors, whatever it is, nervous every time. So don't get this twisted, please. I am a professional expressive. Right now, anyone could hire me to do something and I'm going to come in and rock it. It's how I met Mr. Lightwork, being in my element. I'm telling you right now, your divine masculine, they have been putting a lot of work into this thing. They're nervous because they care, and they're expressing these nerves because they want to let you know, hey, I don't have it all together. So if I kind of look like I'm, trying to get through, the night that I met Mr. Lightwork, I forgot my line and had to restart. But the crowd, some of you heard me tell this story before, but the crowd thought it was on purpose. And a guy that I had known for a little while at that time told me I almost made him cry from that pause. So it always works out, right? When you're an expressive and you know what you're doing and you just needed to kind of catch yourself. It's like they might catch themselves and make you go, whoa, what's happening? That doesn't mean that they're not on it, okay? What do we need to know about this plan that they have? King of Wands. That not only is this connected to that Seven of Wands, like the way they fought things off, and then this new energy and this new like magician energy, right? But I think it's also saying it's tied to this focus that I have. That's why I'm so nervous, because I'm hearing the 8 Mile song, or whatever that song is called. Was it Lose Yourself? And it's like he's nervous and he's freaking out, but at the same time, there's this deep level of focus that goes along with it. And that might be a part of where he even gets sick beforehand, because he's just so in there. And so what I need you to understand is this nervousness and this passion and this excitement, and this is the divine masculine's vision really coming to play out, and them still being new in their gifting, new in their power, but feeling it very intensely, okay? What are we missing? The Queen of Swords. Hold on, let me think about this though. See, the imagery is different in this deck, and I really do want to make sure I'm interpreting beyond just the meaning of the card, but with what I see. And for some reason, my eye was drawn back to the back of the card, but I don't know what that is. Yeah, I don't know what that is. I don't know what it is, but for some reason I can't stop looking at it. What I'm seeing is an incense burner. Like you put an incense cone in it and you close it and then it burns. And it's making me think about the esoteric. It's making me, so I'm looking at this king and I'm looking at this queen, and what we haven't considered, and maybe even what needed to be explained with this nervousness aspect, is there is more to the story. There is divine support. And I think this is coming from a point where many of us kind of said, this is what it is, and kind of gave our divine masculine the business. So this is another reason where it's like, some of you might not even have talked to your person in a long time, but what you said, what you did, what you encouraged them on, it really rang true, and it's resonating and it's hitting them right now. So, oh my gosh, there's so many things happening right now. Another thing with the incense burner, again, the spiritual aspect of this says they're being supported. There is divine support here, but there is also now a sense of, I don't want to let that support down. So to me, this says a few things. Divine masculine is not only focused on what they're doing, they're not only aware, this is them stepping into their divine purpose in divine order. And I just have a very strong feeling here that the reason we're being told to look at the fight is because this is a message. Again, a lot of you don't understand this because you've never seen the twin flame contract, even the one that I did for the collective that is free for everybody. That is something major that every twin flame in the world, I believe, should see. There is a part of the reading that talks about separation and reunion, okay? And there's a card in the middle that kind of is the separating line between separation and reunion. That is that big fight. And the way I always explain it is, if you've ever seen American Ninja Warrior, they try to run up this ramp, okay? And it's going from horizontal to vertical, running up a ramp. Like, seriously, if you've never seen it, it's insane. And what I always tell people is, if you watch that show, you're pretty sure that once the person misses the ramp, so they run, and their goal is to jump and try to grab a hold of the top of the ramp so they can climb up and press a button. If they miss it on the first try, most people never make it again. It's only the beasts, okay, that for them, that wasn't even really their first attempt. They were just kind of gauging on that first jump. But most people give it their all because they know that they're not going to be able to beat that wall, and then they never do, and they fail, and they have to give up and walk away. And it's interesting because it's not an obstacle where typically people will fall into the water or fall off or get hurt or whatever. Nope, it's just I cannot get my body from here to running up the wall. And that is how I describe the last and final fight for the twin flames. And that's why so many people get really close to reunion and then end up separating, because one or both of the partners gives up on that wall, or they try to run in way too fast and they're not ready. They don't know how to gauge things. And so what I say to you is this: for some reason, your divine masculine wanted me to talk to you about the wall, wanted me to talk to you about this effort. They're nervous, but they've got this. They know what they're doing. They've been guided here. This is what feels right, but there's still some frustration, some fear, some confusion, okay? Because it's just like, I've seen other people try to do this and they failed, and now I'm going to try. Like, I think they're trying to bring this up to you to say a lot of things at once, and your goal is to say, well, what do they need to hear from me right now? Because whatever I said to them before is finally helping them now. There's something I can say to them now that might actually land, okay? All right, now we're going to get into the reading. I think this is going to be rather quick because I don't know if I'm supposed to give too much interpretation of the cards. So, Divine Masculine, what's your message? First things first. I don't know what I'm doing about what. So there's the first thing we need to know is there's something I don't know how to do. 10 of Wands. I don't know how to decide between all the different things that I need to do. So again, Wands is coming up pretty heavy. We've got 1 and then 1, right? So 11 there. Now with the starting the reading off 11, it says I'm nervous because I don't know what I'm doing. And in all reality, that night that I did that song / poem rap thing, it was the first time I'd ever done anything like it. I came in and I basically did a poem, really slow and sad. And then I did the exact same poem on a really upbeat, fast, and I rapped it. And I sang. I did a bunch of different stuff there. And the song was called Rock Bottom. I didn't even know what I was doing. I've never written a song that's only 16 lines or bars. Like, I met my divine partner that night, you guys. So again, there's something about this that said, and some of you have heard me talk about that poetry night that I used to go to. I rapped, I would sing, I did monologues. Most people would go in and do the same thing. If you were a singer, we knew you were going to come sing. If you did poetry, you were going to do poetry, probably the same poem style you always do. I came in and did something different every single week, stuff that wasn't even supposed to be done at that event. It turned into a good thing. And I think what this says is your DM doesn't have all the answers. They don't know what they're doing, and they're so excited about all the different things. And trying to pick and choose has never really been their strong suit, but they are focused, okay? And they're going to keep doing it until they figure out why. You guys, I was never supposed, well, maybe not at that point. I don't know, maybe in the future I'll do something with it, but I was never supposed to become some like famous Tampa performer or something like that. I was headed on that way. I was on the radio. There was a bunch of stuff that happened during that season that I totally could have just gave up on all my job, right, that I'm supposed to be doing here, and just pursued that life. But that wasn't the point of that night. There was so much other stuff that had to happen around that time. I feel like there's a lot that's going on that they're going to do that's not even the real point. And that's where now we need to know how to support them. We need to help them kind of have that clarity, like, here's where you should be focusing. Here's what I would do if I were you, is probably the best advice. I don't know what I'm doing. Okay, well, if I was in the same position, I would try this. I know it might sound weird, but it's like, that's what they need to know. because they can't see the forest for the trees right now. There's so much happening. There's so much inspiration. There's so many ideas. It's like, I don't know, but they do know that somehow one of these is going to land and it's going to get them to where they're trying to get to. Second message. Oh, I'm in love with you. Okay, what do you want to say about that? The Hermit. And interesting because he kind of reminds me of the Magician here. Is this a hookah? Kind of looks like a hookah to me. And it's funny because it's almost saying I had to go into my time alone to smoke my hookah, right? Again, that's what I'm getting here. Why? Because it helped to remind me, the incense. It helped to remind me of the truth, the answer, the information that was given to me. So I think what's happening is they're letting us know they went into a state of being like on their own. They stepped away, and in that space they got this confirmation that what you said and what you've tried to help them with and how you tried to, all those things, those were not just you. Those things were actually part of their destiny. So it went even like beyond you. Because I don't see them looking at this from a perspective of 3D. To me, this is bigger than 3D. And this is them realizing it's all connected. Y'all, this is divine masculine awakening. And I see this 911. Oh my goodness. Okay. Final message. So look, I don't know what I'm doing because there's a lot happening here and I've never done this before. And I don't know which one to choose, or there's a lot of good ideas. There's a lot of things. And what would you do? That's kind of right. Like the first question. The second thing, hey, I'm in love with you. Like, I need you to understand that I went into my quiet space, not to get away, but not to get away from you, but to just clear my mind and figure out what am I doing with my life. And as I come out of it, the smoke, right? The haze, the fog, it felt familiar. And I think it like was bringing them and drawing them back to you. And now finally what? In the end, what you must know is I've got this, and it's the Wheel of Fortune. I love to see this. I love this. I'm in love with this message right now, y'all. Because now we also have 10, 10, 10. We've got Wheel of Fortune. We've got 10 of Wands. We've got King of Wands and the Hermit. 1 + 9 is 10. Technically, we've got the Queen of Swords back there. This is 11, 11. This is a huge message. It says, look, I don't really know what I'm doing. There's a lot going on, but I'm in love with you, and I do know that. And I know that I'm going in another direction. And this direction, where I'm headed, I'm coming to you. I'm looking for you. I need to know right now, what dream did you pursue? What life path did you go on? Where did you go? Just tell me that so I can adjust my sails. I'm on the way. That's what I get here. I don't know what group of DMs this is. I don't think that this is a group of people in the collective. I think this is specific divine masculines, whether they're are old, young, new to the journey, fresh start, been on it for a while, whatever. I don't know what it is. This does not feel like a wave, like a group, a cluster of people, a collective. This feels like a power. Like these DMs have tapped into something. So I'm going to leave you with this. I hope this is a blessing. I also hope that my DM is a part of this, because I'm confused by, again, it's hard to be in reunion and do a message about 4 people who are in separation, but sense and feel that my DM, the reunited DM, and your DM, the separated DM, are on the same wavelength. It's so confusing for my brain sometimes, but my soul knows it's right. And I'm just like, yo, I need you to give your DM the information they are seeking here, and I need you to figure out why I was the one. Because once you figure out why I'm the one who's supposed to tell you this, or what I said in this reading that clicked or got through, I think there's more information that comes with it. So I don't even know how I'm going to present this. This is crazy. I love you. I'll talk to you guys later. Peace. Oh no, wait, Grace, you see, this is why nobody knows what's going on, y'all. I have a huge, like, whole bunch of stuff on sale on my website, thefierygrace.com. I keep forgetting to mention to you that I have new services. I have twin flame identification services now. I'm finally willing and opening myself up after many years. I feel like I have the credibility and I can do this to actually help people say, is this person your DM or not? I'm always going to give this one, hey, don't listen to anybody who says one way or the other. But if you want me to help you figure that out, I now have a specific set of services devoted to that. Okay, so that's number one. TheFieryGrace.com Twin Flame ID services. The other thing I have is a special for September where you get a phone call with me, a reading from me, like a personal reading, and you get an exclusive package. Okay, those three things together. If you don't like that special, there is a secret bonus special where you can talk to me and Mr. Lightwork. So if you're like, wait, what's the special? I want to talk on the phone with you and Mr. Lightwork. Go to TheFieryGrace.com and look at the September reunion special, okay? Otherwise, please check out my website. A lot of these exclusives that you guys probably have never seen, or some of you are starting to realize you're needing them. I'm getting a lot of people requesting exclusives now from back in the day. Dude, those things are like $2, okay? I literally have them up there just for the admin so I can email it to you. Like, that's why it costs money, because I have to send it to you. But otherwise, like, I want to make sure that if there's messages from the past, bonus readings that no one else in the world has seen, but you feel drawn, like, Grace, I need a message from, I had 3 people, it wasn't last week, it was the week before that, order it was from June of 2020. 3 people. I have no idea why, but 3 separate people emailed me. If you want to say in the comments, I was one of them, emailed me and said, I need to confirm I'm getting the right exclusive reading. It was very strange, but I'm starting to notice that a lot of the readings that I did years ago, they're coming back around. So I really want to make this clear, where some readers have bonus readings or extendeds, I do exclusives, okay? And there are probably like 50 to 100 on my website under the exclusives. And the ones from years ago, like, you could get the entire 2020 package. It's like 5 readings for like $5. So again, when I say I have a lot on my website that can assist you on your journey, please check it out. There's so much that I can help you with. And really simply, if you need to have a phone call, I have openings available this week, okay? I have openings available Thursday, the 14th, and I have openings available next week as well. Let's get on the phone, because these calls have been wild the last few weeks, and I have a feeling, I told you guys, once it hits August, the energies ramp up. If you feel like reunion's coming, if you feel like your DM is about to call, if they've been calling or texting or coming by and you're really struggling with the conversations and keeping things going and you're worried they're going to ghost again, it's time to have that call. I don't know why I stopped telling you guys, but I'm going to tell you now, one of the best decisions you'll ever make on your journey is having a conversation with me or Mr. Lightwork. So I hope it helps. Again, my website's TheFieryGrace.com. Now I'm going to go, and I got to remember to do this in the beginning next time, because I know most of you don't go to the end. If you made it to the end, leave a compass. Leave a compass, or like northeast, southwest. Yeah, in the comments. Oh, you can type in all caps, news, northeast, west, south, news. Okay. All right. I love you. I'm out of here for real. Bye.